So first things first, I said a couple things in my last review which were a little bit, we're going to put it as completely wrong. So the two things I just want to sort out now are that my Airi theory that she is Hinazuki when she's older, completely wrong. They're completely the different ages, so scratch that off the list. And I didn't actually notice that Hinazuki actually died. There's like a really small scene where she's like dead on the floor, so she's definitely 100% dead. So, oh, there we go, revival, we can go back. Oh, so okay, so that never happened. So okay, so this episode carries on straight after what happened. There's a big explosion in Airi's house, and she gets knocked down and unconscious because of all the flames in the house. This fire is a result of the killer who's trying to cover his own tracks, because we discover that the killer is trying to frame people. He commits these murders, or whatever else he does. He always has a plan to frame someone. It's discovered that he's kind of framed Yuki, the person who was originally blamed for the murders of the original kids. It is implied that he planted some pornographic materials in his house, because in the police statement it said that Yuki had taken some pornographic pictures and that there was some in his home, but when Satoru was there when he was younger, it was just normal porn. So, you know, he's just a normal guy. So luckily Satoru is outside and he runs into the burning building. He gets his little cloth so he can keep himself breathing, and he manages to get upstairs, sees her on the floor and picks her up. I like how it's not like they use real world scenarios where she puts him on his shoulder, and because she's like unconscious, it's kind of like a dead weight, so he's really struggling to cry and carry her. You notice that she slips her phone into his pocket as she manages to regain consciousness for a second, and she does this so that she's able to contact him on a later date as well. That you can see that the killer tried to frame Satoru again by saying, because he texted her on either his mother's phone or his phone. But luckily the manager comes in, who was originally against Satoru, and luckily he kind of fancies Airi, so he says, I'll help you, you'll be able to go, but I'm going to take all the credit for this, so this will be mine. Okay. Now Satoru calls someone who he intends to meet up with, and the first scene we get of him is looking backwards like this. He's got these grey streaks in his hair. When he looks round, you see these red eyes, and obviously he doesn't have red eyes later on, so I'm not quite sure what the red eyes mean. At first I thought it was people with a killer intent, like they had the potential to kill, or it was people who could be the killer. So I'm thinking it must be that, because he turns out to be an alright guy. For now, we never know, he could have a greater part in the story a bit later on, but he's kind of like a detective, kind of, well, I assumed it was a detective. He might be like a chain of command. He's got like cameras and everything, and it turns out he was been talking to Satoru's mother about who the potential killer could be. It's funny because they meet up, the Satoru and this like journalist investigator guy, and the first thing he says is, just to let you know, I'm not going to grass you in, and I didn't kill your mom, so there you go. He believes in Satoru because he's spent his life investigating people who have had murders and things that have been solved, and he continues to look into them because there's always a deeper meaning behind everything. So he kind of believes that there was something else that happened. He didn't believe that Yuki was the one who killed all those kids before, so he's on Satoru's side apparently, so that's fantastic. We've got someone who actually believes in our main character. So we've got two now, and he's the one who actually reveals that the killer is covering his tracks. From his point of view, this is how the police statement went back in time. So what the mother did, the mother and it was the boyfriend that she was with, it's not like the dad or anything, they beat Hinazuki, they got her, threw her into the cold shed, and she was left there. And according to police, this is what happened. Yuki came, took her out the shed, took her somewhere else, took some pictures of her kind of thing, sprayed her with this like watery stuff so that she'd freeze quicker, and she froze to death and then just chucked her straight back into the shed. That is how they assumed that he killed her. But the parents did actually notice she went missing, and the reason this detective knows this is because they called Satoru's mom to ask if they'd seen Hinazuki, so in that time they knew that she'd gone missing at that shed. So it is clear that someone had taken her and she wasn't actually killed by the parents, which, yeah, there you go. And we also get the statement, which most people probably assume, but this is just like guaranteed, at the person that killed Satoru's mom and the person that killed Hinazuki, and assumingly all the other kids as well, they're the same person, so we kind of knew that was happening, but now we kind of got it confirmed. They've got this list of all these suspects who they could be, and the only person that Satoru recognises are Yuki and Yuki's dad. Everyone else's names we don't know, and that he doesn't know, so we don't know who it is at all. So just to clarify one thing, Satoru's mom, and during the first episode, when she spots the person that's walking with the kid and the car goes past and then he's gone, that is potentially the person who is the killer. He's the one that killed the girls in the past, and it's the one that killed Satoru's mom in the present, because he recognised her, so he also recognised Satoru as well, assumingly. So this is why he's trying to frame Satoru, but he might be going under a fake alias, because they had some suspects in the names. He says they might not have been their real names kind of thing. This detective goes to where Airi is in hospital, and it's not Airi in the bed, it's actually Airi's mother, who believes in her because Airi believes in this person. It's all about believing in each other kind of thing for whatever. Airi's dad has been talked about quite a lot. I don't know if that'll come out more in the story or this is just about this person's character development, but like, it'd be weird if Airi and Airi's dad turned out to be like the killers. That obviously isn't going to happen, but you never know. But no, seriously, it won't happen, it won't happen. So the episode ends with Airi managed to meet up with Satoru and they have a little conversation about believing in each other. As long as we've got hope, we can figure this out. We'll be able to do this. Unfortunately, the police followed her and they're able to find Satoru and they arrest him, knocking him handcuffs, and they start taking him away. And it's a sad end to the episode. But then, the cliffhanger, as they're like doing his little perp walk towards the police car, there's just this guy with an umbrella here, lifts his umbrella up just the tiniest bit, and you see those red eyes. And Satoru knows straight away who that is. It's the killer. He's there because, you know, they always go to the scene of the crime kind of thing. And the episode ends there. So, fuck. Obviously what's going to happen, we also get a little blue butterfly that flutters past just as this ending part is happening. So, some sort of revival is going to happen again. But I'd love it if you make like a break for him. Managed to knock the guy and we'd be able to see him, but that would ruin all the fun out of this series, which is obviously not going to happen. Pretty ballsy move to be the killer and you're just standing there, right there. I mean, what if you guys are like, it's him, get him. I just want to know who it is. Overall, I think the episode is awesome. I like this series. It does a lot of things that other animes don't do, and it's kind of a statement on, like, it's a bit dark really, but it's like a statement on like pedophiles and what people are like now. For example, Satoru's in this park, and there's two kids trying to make one of the little airplane things, and he goes over just to help him. He just flicks the wings up like this, to say you get lift in it, and throws it. All these parents standing there like, what's this adult doing with all these kids kind of thing? And that's kind of like what it is now. Like, you have to make yourself look like you've not got any malicious intent when you approach people, or kids specifically. So I'd like to say it's a statement on that kind of thing, but I don't know. Just let me know what you thought of the episode in the comment section below. I thought it was fantastic. It's getting better every week. My heart can't take the stress. Hopefully we go back in time and get to see Hinazuki alive again. I hope that's the case. So yeah, let me know what you thought in the comment section below, and thanks for watching. Now, if you enjoyed that review, I've got a whole channel of other reviews you can watch if you're interested in those as well. Just use the link in the description. You can follow them over there.